Hey guys, and welcome to our review of Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. I'm your host, the Cinder Blaze. With me today we have...
Makotoa.
Alright, let's jump into episode 51, which I thought was a lot better than what I expected it to be.
Yep.
Like, it still, felt like a setup arc. It wasn't, too intense like a Naruto episode. But it was nice to see. I really like to see kind of Team 7 kind of interact with Boruto's family, when they went to his birthday party.
Yeah.
Mitsuki, always super solid. Just him and that birthday hat. Just something about that just felt so fitting. But I don't know. Beyond that, what do you feel about the interactions between Boruto and Naruto? I just want to get that one out of here first, because I felt like that was just a repeat of what we've had throughout this entire series, and I was kind of uninterested by it.
It is, but I think this is for whatever reason, and we didn't get massive flashbacks, but we even had Sarada being hello, don't you remember, what happened with that one, character?
And the bank?
Yeah, at the bank, that random character at the bank. Didn't you learn your lesson then about, trying to seek fame or flash, try and promote yourself through that? And he's yeah, but if nobody notices, then blah, 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 So it was okay, have we regressed a little? Is that what's going on? But at the same time, this is fine, because I feel when people who have either dropped Boruto or people who haven't even started Boruto and they're okay, where should I start? I mean, obviously you want to go back and rewatch those manga specific, arcs like Mitsuki, the Himawari thing, the Sarada arc. Those things, of course, are important, but I feel to some degree this is where people can be okay, this is where we can get back into it, because it felt like it's going to refocus on Boruto and his issues. Because this episode we had him tinkering in, or he got mad at his dad and ran off to that scientist dude and started talking with him. And this is very good setup, or not very good, but this is the beginning of real setup for the movie, or the tuning exam arc, right? This is where it really is starting to feel like it's this information or this development for Boruto is going to matter for him come, what he learns during the movie, This is if you just needed, if you were going to go into the movie arc or whatever, this could be where you started. You wouldn't even have to really start with the previous episode before this, because that's a recap of the rest of the show,
Yeah. Oh shoot, I had a point about something about... Oh yeah, so, yeah, this does feel like a prequel to Boruto the movie. It wasn't it didn't do much, but it did reference, the promise that Boruto made with Naruto. He was you better make it for Himawari's birthday, which is kind of where we start off in Boruto the movie. And, also, that whole bond he has with the research scientist, I really like that stuff in particular, because that's integral to what happened to a plot point in the movie, and I feel that's something that kind of separates Boruto from Naruto in a bit, because he does kind of have not a father figure, he's more an older brother type of character, and it feels a bit weird, whenever Naruto would have problems, he would kind of just run off and kind of mope by himself, but for Boruto, he kind of mopes off to this dude. So I don't know where they're gonna take it, but if they kind of make Boruto more adept with the scientific ninja tools, that would also be pretty interesting. That would kind of put a whole fresh spin to the series in general. I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I get it. Something. So yeah, he has this fight with his dad. This is the place to start for the movie arc. And for whatever reason, that just started to get me a little bit like hyped. I don't know why. I was just like, oh, we're finally doing it. It's finally here. This is finally where I can start being like, okay, this is canon. Like, I want to pay attention. I want to be invested in this. This is the quality stuff. And it like leading into the part where it was like, okay, now we're gonna go, take out some random thugs in a mine. Like, okay, why are we doing this side thing? And then the hints about it potentially being white Zetsu related started popping, and I'm like, oh wait, this is Naruto stuff. This is a reminder that we live in the world that was created in Naruto, that world still exists, and that those events still happened. And they start talking about the Otsukuki or whatever clan, the freaking
Kaguya's clan.
They're starting to really set that up with Naruto, and like how apparently Sasuke's discovered another something or other, and then Boruto stumbles upon it in this cave where these bandits were, and now I'm just starting to think, oh, this is getting real.
Yeah,
this is starting to get real. This is starting to get even dangerous, because this is Boruto's first encounter with white Zetsu, which really is a plot-centric character. Like, going forward, I'm just getting like a little bit hyped here for some reason. I don't know. And I saw it growing in the Crunchyroll comment section for the episode. People were like, all right, finally, 50 episodes later, we're finally getting into some good stuff. Like, people are starting to actually be, okay, we're getting somewhere. So I'm feeling it. I think a lot of people are feeling it. Maybe it hasn't kicked in for you yet, because this is just business as usual. So, like with Boruto. But,
yeah, like, I have kind of like mixed feelings about the whole white Zetsu thing. Like, at the very beginning, when we kind of see that, like, the cave that Boruto wanders into is one, like, the ruins that Naruto's, like, really stressed out about. Like, we kind of see that a little bit more in this episode, where he's kind of, like, thinking about, like, the Otsuki clan and, like, all the, like, whatever Kaguya was preparing for, creating that army in the first place. Mm-hmm. And he, like, as Hokage, he just, like, that's, like, my number one priority. You have to stop, like, that kind of cataclysmic event from ever happening again. So it makes a lot more sense where he's more focused on other things besides like coming back home. And I really that's something I wanted a bit more from like the Boruto movie. Like, we did get a lot, but
it was just like this, Naruto's reason, just busy because he's busy. We never got a like solid reason for why, right?
Yeah, and it honestly doesn't make too much sense, because he can just use like shadow clones to kind of just like be in multiple places at once. I wish they would kind of like address that a little bit more. I think they have early on, because it's probably super exhausting for just like the clones to just be there for that long.
Yeah.
But what else was there? Oh yeah, one thing I didn't like about the white Zetsu is it is a white Zetsu. If you've watched the Naruto anime, you're probably sick of white Zetsu you probably become sick of white Zetsu at a certain point. Like, there was way too many of them. They were just fodder. They're super boring. And for this week of Boruto, it's just like a regular Zetsu, except he has 3 heads and he looks like one of Kakuzu's like ugly, like string, not puppets. But I don't know what I guess they're puppets. I don't know what they're made out of, just like string. And I'm just like, well, it doesn't look that threatening, because I don't think I've ever been threatened by a white Zetsu, except for that one that was obsessed with poop. The one that could actually use like what style was probably gonna kill people.
The original white Zetsu, the one that like collaborated with Madara with friggin'
Obito. Yeah.
Obi-Tobi. But so I understand why you might be sick of white Zetsu, but 50 episodes into Boruto, I'm excited to see anything from the Naruto, like, canon at this point. And it's a character that is connected to the plot.
Well, you can't really say character when referring to white Zetsu. It's more like a species.
You're right. You're right. It's It's a species that's connected. And yes, they were fodder for just, the tuning level and higher ninja to sort of like fight.
But I'm pretty sure Genin could take care of White Zetsu. That's how awful they were.
Okay, that's probably why we have this behemoth-looking one. So it's a little bit more threatening. And yeah, I don't know how far that threat, gets along. And by the way that the Naruto or the Boruto movie actually goes, it didn't seem that Boruto became, traumatized at the beginning of the movie by some event. So I kind of doubt that this encounter with the White Zetsu will have any lasting effect on him either.
It can't, because even though this feels like canon, it's still filler.
Yeah, but I'm still getting hyped at either way, because this is really the start of the plot for the arc, because we are starting to set up a lot of stuff. We already set up, reminding you that Boruto has a crappy relationship with his dad, and the promise he made about Himawari's birthday, like you said, the Kaguya investigation stuff with Sasuke, all of that stuff, the setup between Boruto sort of getting chummy with that scientist guy who was working on what we already know to be, a scientific ninja tool that's going to be relevant later on in the arc. It's like, this
It looks like a Pokeball. I feel like they're going to capture the White Zetsu or something.
Yeah, so this is it. This is the start. I'm hyped because this is the first episode where it is the arc. The last episode was like filler leading into it, like one of those Naruto Shippuden episodes where it's a filler episode, but by the end of the episode, it sort of gets that lead in, so it's like, oh, it's still connected.
I don't know. I kind of want to see Sasuke swoop in like Indiana Jones and save the day, because that's essentially what he is at this point.
That's what he might end up doing, because if you watched the preview for the next episode, it was saying something like, Sasuke? What? Yeah. No way! And at that point, I was like, oh shoot, maybe I should go back and rewatch, or not rewatch, but go back and actually watch the Sarada Sasuke arc that I had missed by chance, because I just had dropped Boruto at that point. And then the good arc shows up just when I drop it. So I went back and rewatched all of that, and that was really good. So I'm ready for Sarada's second encounter with her father, if it does happen in the next episode, which I
hope it doesn't. I want to save Sasuke for the Chunin exam arc, and I really don't like the state Konohamaru is in. I really want him to show off how strong he is, because in my mind, he's going to be the next Hokage, and nothing he's done so far gives any evidence towards that reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know. My bet's on Naruto, sadly, and this is just my opinion. This is just my speculation. But my bet is on. Gosh, I don't even want to say this because it feels terrible to say, but I feel like Naruto is actually going to die, and before Boruto can grow up, or before Konohamaru can take over, I think Sasuke might become the next Hokage after that, just as a, because somebody had to, and he's the next most powerful leaf ninja. It's not what he wants, but it's kind of like what Kakashi had to do. Where
I'm pretty sure if that happens, Kakashi would step back in, just like the third Hokage did.
He's still alive. That's right. That works. Okay, that could possibly happen, but I don't know. The prospect of Sasuke just kind of getting forced into the role of the next Hokage would just be really interesting to me. But he would.
Oh man, that could be an entirely new video where we just speculate
right.
how Sasuke would be as Hokage.
Right.
But I think we're running a little bit late on this episode, especially since
my bad.
Not much happened this episode, but it was enjoyable. I will give it that. All right, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and check out our description for everything that's down there. We'll catch you later. Keep it juicy.
See you next time.